This isn't the usual start to one of our videos, but it hasn't been the usual 24 hours in Morocco. You will have heard about the big earthquake that's happened there. I just wanted to thank everybody for touching base with us, making sure we're safe, and just to reassure you that everybody that you're going to see in tonight's episode, they're all safe and well too. We've been in touch to double check. Good morning.
Welcome back. You're joining us in Ufus, I think it is. Camping-Caravanning Hakkou. We left Mizuga yesterday in the blistering heat. We've left that behind. It's a little cooler, but only a little, mind.
Yeah, we're still in the early 30s and it's still very early this morning.
The sand and all the dust from the desert was all over the van, and I wanted to get that washed. So on the way here, we found some guys by the side of the road, a car wash. So we stopped there and they did a great job cleaning the van for us. So it's nice and sparkling. The second time we had it cleaned here, £8. It was 100 dirham, 8 quid. And they probably spent about 45 minutes on it. So, no, fantastic for that. Campsites here. We have stumbled upon a few campsites that are closed. We headed to one that we had in there with a pool, and it was locked up, wasn't it? Yeah,
this is the time that Moroccan families tend to go on holiday. So if they're a family who own a campsite, they tend to be away, or they're away themselves.
Right, and we've turned up at this one, the second one we tried, and again it was closed. However, I did see next door there was a lady there, and I popped and said, you know, can we come in? And she rang her brother who owns the campsite, and he said yes, no problem. He let us in and let us plug in the electric for the aircon, and we've had a pleasant night's sleep, I've got to say. And in fact, he came over last night. He lives about a kilometre away, and he said he's going to come over this morning and wants to show us around the place and what have you. So waiting for him now, and we're going to have a look around the area.
Yeah, I think he's going to bring us some tea this morning as well.
Right.
This is Harry.
Yeah, and
Eddie.
This one's Eddie.
Eddie.
And this is baby George coming through. He'll always be my baby.
This is our host, Ahmed. He first opened this campsite here in 2014. He also works with tourist agencies to bring groups of people on tours around Morocco.
بصحة.
As we drank our tea, we got to know Ahmed better. We chatted about the wonderful hospitality we've experienced on this trip. Ahmed was keen to show us his garden, so after our tea, we took a walk to the back of his campsite and into a rich green oasis.
Ahmed has lots of varieties of date palms growing on his land. Some are very old and some are new. This one is just 4 years old. 4 years. So he's just explaining that on the old caravan routes, the ancient caravan routes, what they'd do is they'd bring dates with them and eat them and leave the stones behind. And if there was water there, they would turn into these beautiful lush oases. How cool's that? We walked through the olive trees and his land seemed to go on forever. Ahmed then climbed up several trees and started picking dates and handing them down for us to taste. The propagation system is still managed manually. Ahmed showed us how the water is moved around using hand tools and allowed Harry to have a go too.
You got a job, Harry. You got a job.
It certainly kept the whole area watered and green. It's really interesting how the water keeps moving from the irrigation system, and they just manoeuvre little dams around the property to where they want the water when they need it.
After a tour of the gardens, Ahmed led us to his well and his pump room at the top of the site. We all climbed through a small hole in the wall which opened up to a man-made holding tank. Right, that's us packed up and ready to hit the road, but before we do, a quick tour of the facilities. In here you've got a toilet which is standard, and there's a Turkish style toilet in here. And right here you've got a shower and a sink and another shower and sink in here. And there's outside washing up facilities just here. And they have a washing machine right here if you want to do any washing. And they have several water pipes throughout the campsite.
There aren't very many campsites in this area, so when we arrived here and it was closed, we were quite worried. There wasn't a lot of options. Thankfully Steve found someone who'd let us in, and a campsite that could have just been somewhere to sleep and probably should have just been somewhere to sleep was turned into a really magical experience by Ahmed. When he took us around the gardens this morning, he really made this area come to life for us.
Right.
I know so much more about date palms than I ever thought I would know, and I love dates as well now. It's been a fantastic stop, totally by accident and totally fantastic because of Ahmed and his family here. Right, Let's go find somewhere with a swimming pool because I am melting. We've just taken a 5-minute drive.
Yep.
5-minute drive away from the campsite, and we're recommended to come to this market because it's quite a busy, good market. We're collecting the watermelon on the way back. Look at the size of the peaches. Fanar. 369.
Ja, das ist mir das.
Let's see.
How much?
19 dirham.
Which is about...
£1.60, and I got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, about 10p an egg. We were mainly shopping for salad and fruit. I grabbed some grapes as well.
We were deep in Morocco and there were no other tourists, especially at this time of year. So I think it's fair to say we stood out once walking round the market, and holding this big camera didn't help either.
Wow, less than a tenner. We've got 2 massive melons. Yes, I said it. Plus a big bag of fruit and veg as well.
Oh, it's so hot. It's so grateful we can come back and turn the aircon on with the batteries, right? After a quick cool under the aircon, we were back on the road heading north to a campsite I'd found called Kasbah Hotel and Camping Jurassique.
While we were looking around Ahmed's land, he told us that last Wednesday there was a huge fire here, literally from his property to the left as far as the oasis goes, and we're still driving past singed and torched trees now. It took loads of villagers beating as much water as possible, plus the provincial fire brigade, to eventually get it under control. It showed me a little bit of footage and there was a lot of smoke. It's huge.
Driving north, the scenery changed again. We found ourselves climbing through steeper and steeper mountains until we reached the Ziz Gorge. We pulled off the road and down to find a traditional Kasbah and campsite. So Lindsay's come to check in with me for a change. She's doing the paperwork. But he said it was 80 dirham for the 2 of us. When I said we have 3 children as well, he said 100 dirham for us and the 3 children, and used the pool with electric, so about 8 quid. We pitched up quickly and went for a dip in the pool. Whilst we were in the pool, Lindsay got chatting to a local family.
This is my new friend that I met in the pool, and we've just been invited for dinner with their family. Unfortunately, we've already got a reservation at the restaurant for tonight, so we're going to go visit them tomorrow.
So we're using Google Translate and trying to translate what their address is, so when we leave here we can stop and have a bit of lunch with them tomorrow. They want us to come and have a bit of lunch tomorrow.
He's going to come in the car and we're going to follow.
That's what the plan is,
That's
it?
what I said. Yeah, I
Okay, okay, all right,
Yeah.
sounds like a plan.
It does. Oh, that was so wonderful. I could adopt a little girl. In fact, I could adopt all 3 of them, but we're going for lunch with some new friends that we met in the pool today. They speak Arabic and French, and we don't. So we've been using Google. Well, there's some. We've been using Google Translate to move the conversation on quicker. It's good. Lovely.
So our last couple of campsites, the electric hasn't been great. I have struggled with 6 amp supplies, and in fact in the last one I had to reduce it below 6 amps, and this one keeps tripping as well. So I've borrowed a lead to stretch it all the way down here, and I've run an extra cable and plugged the air conditioning into a separate feed than the van itself, which I've had to do a couple of times before, but seems to be working.
I was just pouring water and I wasn't focused. I poured it right to the top and my superhuman reactions went by.
Sip it out, go on George. Well done.
Handled professionally.
But you'll see we've run an extension lead into here, an extra cable through the window here, and we have air condition, as I'm sure you can hear. And also the batteries are charging on a separate cable. So there we go, winner winner. Shall we go for dinner?
Let's do it.
And I've set up the hammock for George, and we've got a nice little bench over here, look. And we're nestled in amongst these trees, which should hopefully give us a little bit of shade in the morning. So they've made a table outside for us and brought some fresh homemade bread with some olives. And
Good olives. Okay, we have got a tagine with eggs. I'm looking at the meat. It looks like chicken meatballs, maybe. I'll taste them and let you know. And we've got some fries for the boys and some bread, and we've had the best salad ever. I love the salad there. It definitely was chicken in the meatballs in the tagine, and it was delicious. The eggs were the best bit though, because they were so freshly cracked onto it. The yolks are still runny. Yummy, yummy. And now the fruit's arrived.
good morning. It really is beautiful here. Look at this, the scenery behind me. It's just a shame we're the only ones here. It really is. The people who were so friendly last night when we had the meal over there, the meal was fantastic. The people couldn't do enough to help, and helped us get a second cable in to get that air conditioning running. So yeah, extremely friendly, very nice guys here. The pool is the draw here. This is why we've come here. It's probably why many people would come here, because of this pool. It looks a little tired. It could do with maybe a lick of paint, but it is so refreshing to jump in that water. And let me tell you, that water is very cold. So it was a godsend to jump in that yesterday. Now, it was busy here yesterday, and Lindsay said it felt a bit like a public swimming pool. And that's because they let the public in. They clearly, to make extra money, they let the locals use the pool as well. So that's totally understandable. And that's the reason we met that lovely guy and his daughters yesterday. So we're going to pack up the pitch here now, and we're going to meet with them. He wanted to meet with us today and do lunch, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, let me show you around the facilities quickly before I check us out. It's a little tired. There's the washing machine over here. It could do with tidying up. It's Moroccan standard campsite, that's what it is. But in here, we've got the toilets. There's 3 of them there. And the showers. There's 3 of those as well. And you've got a sink right here. Facilities are fine. They're ample, they're clean, and they smell fresh. The marked out pitches are a little bit small. We couldn't get our awning out if we wanted to here.
This isn't a super luxury campsite by European or even Moroccan standards. This is a stopping off point, and it's in an incredible location. We're surrounded by mountains, there's an oasis with a river down there, there is a pool, and the restaurant and the people who run this site are wonderful. Really lovely people. We had such a nice evening with them last night. So it's a little bit tired. It's not to European standards, but it does exactly what we need it to for our overnight stop on our way north. Which, by the way, is still part of the caravan route, the ancient caravan route up to Fez, from way south of the Sahara. This place has been included in the Le Routard, which is a French backpacker's guide, since 2013.
Right, let's put a sticker up. There's a beautiful courtyard in here with the birds tweeting, and it is a lovely place to be in here, look.
Lovely and cool. It's lovely and cool in here.
So they've got a few little tents with mattresses and beds in here, and it looks like maybe the staff sleep here. And the owner has just asked the boys if they want to pick a fossil each as a gift, so it's lovely. Hospitality here, 10 out of 10. Oh, nice. Right, we're going to head half an hour up the road to meet with that guy and his daughters for a bit of lunch. Well, that was good. We saw a very busy looking market. Turned out to be a car boot sale.
Yeah.
But they had that sugarcane drink that we all like, so we couldn't help ourselves, could we?
We found another sugarcane drink. This one's got a little bit of ginger in, so it tastes even more like Grandma's lemon cream pie, because I use ginger biscuits as the base. Mohammed and his family live in Airich, which is about 30 minutes drive north of last night's campsite. We quickly found a place to pull up and wait for Mohammed.
So I've just moved the mirror, the camera screen, and it snapped straight off. And it's just hanging there now. I don't know what to do. God, we're breaking a few things on this trip. We're going to have to get these all fixed when we get back. So I don't know, I'm going to try and maybe take that off and maybe double-side it to the windscreen or something for now, temporarily.
This is a harsh trip for our vehicle. There's a few things that are starting to kind of wobble and shake, and we're going to have to spend some time screwing everything in and tightening all the nuts and bolts, I think, when we get back.
There you go, good as new. Hey, my friend.
Hola.
Good to see you.
Hey.
Once we met Mohammed, Lindsay and Eddie jumped in his car and I followed behind with George and Harry. We quickly arrived at Mohammed's house where we were met with his lovely daughters and wife.
Thank you. Oh. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
For our first course, we enjoyed a lovely homemade cake with Moroccan tea, which was poured expertly by Steve.
Right, they've asked me to pour the tea, so I'm going to have a go with this, okay?
Don't forget to lift.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's Moroccan tea.
Oh.
We love Moroccan tea. We're learning.
Oh, bravo. Nice.
And then you have to put it back in, do you? Oh, so maybe don't already.
Oh my.
Ja, ich weiß nicht, jetzt wird's noch schlimm. Was machst du?
Oh, تعلم يا
Another one.
It looks like it might be a nut.
There we go. It's okay. It's okay.
Zamita.
Zamita.
Arabic, slow.
Okay.
Slow.
I don't know what this is, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to taste it. Grab that.
Slow.
It
Do I eat
looks
that?
like
See? Slow.
Slow.
maybe a little bit
Little
like
bit.
a nut butter type thing.
Their version of peanut butter.
Peanuts.
It's like a really dry peanut butter. Mm. It's nice, sweet.
Then we had chicken that Mohammed had cooked on the barbecue with a stunning salad of bread and olives.
So we smelt him outside on the barbecue, and he's been cooking up this chicken. And
You are welcome.
Thank
you, my friend.
What a feast. What wonderful hospitality. This is people we were just chatting with in the pool yesterday.
The hospitality of Moroccans, it's just incredible. Thank you. Shukran. Happy my love.
Wow, this is such a beauty. It
It's
looks
a lovely
beautiful.
spread they put on for us.
Our final course was the most delicious melon I've ever eaten, and some grapes too. I'm so happy here. It's just lovely. So nice. Melon.
And these two girls have been great hosts, haven't you? Thank you. After dinner, the girls showed us how to play traditional drums.
So it goes here. Okay.
It's like a mini version
I have a
of the big
gift.
one.
Isn't it beautiful? Well, I don't know how to hold it.
Gorgeous.
I'm gonna master this. I'm gonna be the best mini gift player ever.
Look, we gave them a sticker yesterday and they put it on the fridge. Fantastic.
That's a grown-up who's put that there as well. That's high.
So this is where they live, this is the neighbourhood, and this is where we parked right over here. Hey. Thank you so much. Thank you. Eventually, it was time to say goodbye and get back on the road. Thank you. Shukran, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Shukran. Bye bye. Goodbye. Adios.
Like we said at the beginning, everyone that you've met in this video that we've met, we've stayed in touch with, and they are safe and well. It was scary last night.
The girls said they were very frightened and very scared, but they were safe.
Everything's fine. If these families have touched our hearts in the same way that we've touched ours, we are just going to put a link here. Scan this QR code. It will take you to the Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund for Morocco. And if you have some spare money and you'd like to donate, please use that. That would be good.